YouTube! Today we're doing something a little bit different in that we're talking about Disney fairies, and we haven't really talked about Disney fairies on this channel before. And specifically we're reviewing the Disney fairies book dolls, which I think are more rarely talked about. Like the Tinkerbell movies are quite talked about on YouTube, but I haven't really seen people talk about the Disney fairies book franchises and products related to that much. Granted, I don't follow everyone on YouTube, but I thought that it would be fun to review this Disney fairies book doll collection, and I have the entire collection here. Like at least when it comes to this specific collection that was sold in Estonia, I have the whole entire collection. It was just $3, so I thought it would be cool to have a look at them and show them to you. They're quite old, like the Disney Fairies book franchise came before the Disney Fairies movie franchise, or like Tinkerbell franchise. So I'm not sure exactly what year the book started coming out. I can look it up and put on the screen, but these were made before the Disney Fairy movie dolls. So yeah. So I have all three of them. We have Fira, Tinkerbell or Tink, and Rani. So let's start with Tinkerbell. I'm hoping you can see her well. So her face is very clearly the face of a book Tinkerbell. If you have read the Disney Fairies books, then her face is like very reminiscent of the art style they have in the books. So her dress is actually it's a two-piece, so you can remove the little overskirt she has, and then you have this more classical Tinkerbell dress that she wears in the books and in the movies and in the Peter Pan movies and like everywhere, which I think is really cool that you can remove this. And I can see why they added this little overskirt, which I don't think she ever actually wears in the books or anywhere. But I think they just added it because otherwise she would look really plain, like in comparison to Rani over there, for instance. So as you can see, her little overskirt has like two layers. It has the lavender layer and a green layer underneath, and it has sparkles on it. And her shoes are once again like really classical, really what Tinkerbell is known for, iconic. Her little slippers with a little fluffs on top. And I'm gonna show you her from the back as well. I think her hair is sort of important to talk about. It's kind of like twirled, and it's really long. Like honestly, as a kid, it sort of bothered me that it's so long, because it's so much longer than it is in the books or in the movies. Like in the movies, it's always done up in a bun, and I did try to like give her a similar bun when I was a kid, but she just has a lot of hair. And as a kid it bothers me, but once again I can see why they did it, because her hair is a bit messy, but she's old. And as a kid it did bother me, but I can see why they went that route, because once again everyone else has this big luscious hair, and if you just gave her really short hair, I don't think she would look good as a doll. We should also look at her wings, I think. Let me just try and... yeah, you can see the holographic glitter in her wings, which I think is really cool, and it actually shows better on camera than it does in real life, I feel. And one of the things I really like about these dolls is the fact that they all have different wing molds, like they all have different wings. So you can see from here as well, but I'm going to show you everyone else's wings later. You can see that Rani has completely different wings, and Tinkerbell has her own wing style. And this is like very important later in the Tinkerbell movies, that all the fairies have their own wings and that are unique, and the patterns are always unique. But even back then when they were just doing the books, I liked that all the wings were unique. Now, something I do hate about these dolls is the fact that their wings don't come off, which like makes sense lore-wise, Usually with like magical girl dolls, the wings come off because they can transform. And Disney fairies can't transform, they're literally fairies all the time. And it makes sense, but they are so hard to dress. Especially the other girls who have like these Velcro things. Tinkerbell has Velcro on her overskirt, but not on her dress. And it's so hard to, like, she has her hair, you can move the hair out of the way because her head moves like 360 degrees like it does with dolls, but then you can't really move her head that much because she has wings in the way. And yeah, like undressing these dolls, and they did have separate fashions. I had one of these fashions. I think they only made like one separate fashion, at least only one separate fashion was sold here. I tried finding it, but I couldn't. But they did have like separate fashions, and I mean the fashions are removable, so you could even like make them exchange their clothes and try on each other's clothes and stuff, which is cool. Like I hate nothing more than painted on fashions, but their clothes are so hard to take off and put on because of how the wings are made and the fact that the wings don't come off. So in terms of articulation, they have the classical 5-point articulation. See, her hand does move, her legs do move, so that's just, but they don't bend, neither the arms or the legs bend, so they're just stuck in this one specific pose. Think, seriously. Oh, and I wanted to show that she has like a hairband as well. And she used to have this rubber band here as well, which is deteriorating, which is the theme with all of those dolls. And like old dolls in general, their rubber bits start to deteriorate. Their headbands are always deteriorating because they're always rubber. Okay, so let's move on. Oh, yeah, and one more important thing. They all came with cards, like this. So this is Tinkerbell card, and it says, when Tinkerbell's not busy fixing everything, she makes gowns from leaves as green as spring. It says, Tink takes a delicate leaf or two, adds flowers for her waist and hair, then sprinkles them all with pixie dust to make her favorite dress to wear. So yeah, I don't think she actually wore her favorite dress to wear anywhere else as this doll. Besides from this doll, but yeah, and it says DisneyFairies.com. So this is Fire. She's a light fairy, and this is her face. She has a really cute, bright pink blush. I don't know if you can tell how bright it is, but like it's really bright pink. And they all have these pixie ears, which I think is really cute, because obviously fairies have ears like that. And then you can see her outfit. She has a little top with these little tassels on the brim and on the sleeves, and she once again has a flower on her waist, and she once again has this double layered skirt like Tink's overskirt, and it has a golden yellow layer on the bottom and a pink layer on top, and it's really cute. And once again, she's really hard to dress because actually she's her skirt is easier because you can move it around and then just do it in the front and then turn it around in her while she's wearing it. But her top, like you can tell that her top is loose, and I can't do anything about it because her wings are in the way. Speaking of her wings, she is the one with a different wing color. Like I think Tink's and Rani's wings are pretty much the same color, but hers are pink, and she has this different wing pattern as well, which is sort of like the Union Jack, and her wings do glitter. You can see how her wings glitter. And speaking, and let's not forget her shoes, although you have pretty much already seen her shoes. She has the exact same shoe mold as Tinkerbell does, but hers are purple and the little fluffs are green. And I'm gonna show you her hair as well, because her hair is really cute. She has flowers in her hair, and she has this really thick rubber that you can see used to be pink, but now has sort of deteriorated, and it's right about to come off. It was actually fine when I took her off the shelf, but in the process of making this video, some of it has already like deteriorated. I'm just gonna have to buy new hair bands for them, because yeah, you can see this one is deteriorating as well. But she has these little cute flowers in her hair, and it's really cute. Something that I neglected to say is that I got all 3 of these dolls at once on the same day, and it wasn't like even a special occasion. They were just that cheap. So they were like discounted heavily when I got them, but even originally they weren't that expensive. I mean, they aren't super articulated, so that might be why. But they are actually like pretty decently made. I think they're pretty nicely made. Like the clothing quality is nice, and I mean they have glitter and their faces look nice, and I think they're really cute, so I do really like them. So let's move on to Fairies card. A light talent fairy, pretty Fira delights in gowns, the soft shade of dawn's rosy light. For gowns that sparkle like the light, Fira adds a touch of sunshine bright. She weaves cloth of shining moonbeams, so each dainty ruffle sparkles and gleams. So yeah, it's a poem. Was Tink's a poem? Did I just not realize that it was a poem? Tink takes a delicate leaf or two, adds flowers for her face and hair, then sprinkles them all with pixie dust to make her favorite dress to wear. Oh yeah, Tink's is a poem as well. I just never realized that it was a poem. Oops. Like, this is literally the first time I'm realizing this is a poem. I mean, I think when I got them, my English wasn't that good either, so maybe that's why. But yeah, alright, I'm discovering something new about my own dolls, which is cool. So let's move on to Rani. So this is Rani. This is her face. I thought that she has like the same face mold as Fira, but I'm not sure. They might actually have all different face molds, which yeah, I think her face is different from Fira's. I think they have a different face mold. Yep, I think they do, which is cool. I love that they all have different faces. She has a little bow in her hair, and she also had these rubber hairbands which have deteriorated, so I'm gonna get her new ones. She did have like pigtails on both sides. Their hair looks messy, but I think it's just because the rubber hairbands have sort of deteriorated and now it looks messy, because it still holds like the same shape of being almost in a pigtail but not quite, because the hairband isn't there. Again, like her blouse is undone because I can't move her face away. I can't move her head like 360 degrees like you normally would, because her wings are in the way. Blouse is like constantly undone because I have taken it off a couple of times as a kid, and you're just stuck with it. So yeah, she has a sort of sequency blue top and these really pretty long illusion sleeves, and she has her little flower like all of them do, and she has those little I know the flower these are supposed to be from. She has those little leaves, lily pads, I think they are, and there's a little jewel there as well. And her dress is also double layered, I think. Oh, hers is actually like triple layered, because there's the actual skirt layer, then there's this thin light blue layer, and then there's this darker blue layer. And I think the idea is that it sort of creates the illusion of it being like really light and pretty and airy and more fairy-like, and I think it does do that. I love her outfit. Her outfit is my favorite outfit, definitely. I love how different it is somehow from the other outfits, and I just love long illusion sleeves, and yeah, I love her outfit. And I also love her shoes. She has this sort of like genie genie shoes or I guess like a Corchester shoes, you could say, with this little curly nose top. But I love these because they're a different mold than the Tinkerbell and Fire ones, and I'm glad that they didn't just use the same shoe mold for all 3 dolls, because this collection did just have 3 dolls. So I'm glad that they really put in the effort to make them all different, like their faces are different. You can see her makeup is different. And yeah, so there's like gold and glitter on her wings. Maybe the gold is like slightly too much, like just the hollow glitter would be enough. And she has her own like wing design as well, which I think is cool. So on the front it has a picture of Rani, and she still has her wings, as does the doll, because later in the book series she tragically loses her wings. Rani loves the shades of water, from silver to blue, so she makes gowns of raindrops, mist and dew. Rani loves gowns light as mist that fall to her, ankles in gleaming drifts, crystal drops adorn her face and hair, so she shimmers like dew in the morning air. That took me way too many tries to get. Visit DisneyFairies.com. And as you may have noticed in the background, I have one more little fairy. So they also had these mini fairies based on the Tinkerbell books. And here we have one of these. I only ever had one of these. So they had like painted on fashions and clothing fashions, but you couldn't take the clothing fashions off. So it's like stuck to her. So this is Prilla. And even part of her hair is also plastic. Like her bangs are plastic. So this is Prilla. She is, I think, a laughing talent. Or like, she has a really peculiar talent. Yeah, and her wings are like completely different material. But I wanted to show her as well, because I don't really have any other Disney fairies like this, or any other Disney fairy dolls really. I have some other small plastic figures, but they're not from the same series. So yeah, I really wanted to show Prilla as well. And Prilla comes with a really similar card, so you would think, like, looking at the cards, that she's from the same series. Everyone has a talent, even me, if I could just discover it. Yeah, I think she had like the talent of collecting children's laugh. She had some sort of really like unique talent. The newest fairy in Neverland, energetic, acrobatic Prilla, doesn't know what her talent is, but she's eager to please and enthusiastic about everything she tries. So yeah, this one isn't a poem, so you can maybe tell by that it's from a different series. But yeah, her card isn't a poem. This is proof that the fashions existed, because I have the acorn bag still. Hey guys, so after some searching I also managed to find the one fashion I have for this doll series. It's this little dress. It also has a flower with a bunch of these little strings and ribbons, like all the other dresses do. And the top has this sort of translucent bit. And yeah, I didn't put it on any of the dolls, and it also has like layers. It's obviously like the most Tinkerbell inspired out of all the fairies, I think. And I didn't put it on any of the actual dolls because I've been complaining so much about like dressing them up, but it does like fit them. So here we have all the fairies put together. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure to leave a like and leave a comment below, because I will be leaving the comments open, as I think this is more for like older doll fan and collectors. I don't think like young kids remember these, but if you remember these dolls, if you remember the book series, if you read the book series, then like feel free to comment down below and let me know what you would like to see me do next. And if you have some ideas, yeah, leave them in the comments. And subscribe if you want to see my future videos. I do make a lot of doll related content, so if you're interested in that, then click that bell icon and you know what to do. It's YouTube. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!